Story time. My best friend slept with my boyfriend on my birthday. So a little background information. I was 16 and a sophomore in high school. Well, I have this best friend who we are going to call Sarah. Her and I became super close over the summertime, but she was like on and off best friends with this other girl who we're going to call Mackenzie. But I had this boyfriend who I was also really on and off with, and Sarah knew about all the problems within our relationship. Well, I guess I underestimated how close Sarah and Mackenzie were, because everything that I told Sarah, she would
come with me to work. I started off my day really early. I had an 8 a.m. appointment. I got to the salon 30 minutes before my appointment only because I knew I had to clean my dirty tools as well as just set up. Cleaning my tools is the first thing I do as soon as I get to work. It's definitely my least favorite part of the day, but it has to be done. So after I did that, I just went ahead and set up my desk, and I was ready to get the day started. Also, I hope all my fellow nail techs out there are also using face masks, because do you see those dusties coming off the nail? That is so not healthy for you to be inhaling that, girl, so wear a mask, please. My client chose a mixture of 2 different designs. One was from Her Pretty Set and the other was from 93 Studio on Instagram. I was obsessed with how they came out. It was my first time doing airbrush on a client and I'm hooked. I mean, just look at them. Next, I had a 5 o'clock appointment, and this was an inspo from It's Own Nail Thing on Instagram as well. I didn't actually end up leaving this early, but for the sake of the video, let's pretend I did. Watch me work using my non-dominant hand. First off, my nails were dusty, musty, and crusty. I've had them on for a whole month. I started to pick at them, as you could see, so I knew it was time for a new set. And since it's almost Valentine's Day, I wanted to go with that theme, but not too crazy, just something simple. So here I am just prepping my nails, cleaning the cuticles. And since I'm not left-handed, I don't use my nail drill. I just use cuticle softener because I have found that when I use my nail drill with my non-dominant hand, I will accidentally cut myself. But anyways, I added the builder gel to give my natural nails some strength. And I honestly was just going with the flow with this design. I had no clue what the heck I wanted to do. All I knew was I wanted to use this pastel purple. And I love how they came out. Let me know what you guys think. Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be recreating Kylie Jenner's nails using the Bella Vita Magic Gel Tip Kit. So you always want to etch the inside of the nail to give good adhesion to your natural nail. And when you individually cure them, you can cure them for like 30 seconds. But once they're all on, you're going to cure them for a full 60 seconds. Here I am just adding a nude base color, similar to the one that's in the picture. And I tried to find a brown that was kind of like in the picture. Unfortunately, I couldn't find one, so this was the closest one that I had. Here I am doing the leopard print design. This leopard print French is so pretty and so simple. Here I am just adding the matte top coat, and I love how they came out. I hope you guys like them just as much as I do. Bye!
Let me prove to you why this is the safest bit on the market right now. I had the smart idea to try to overfile my nail. Anything to prove a point, right? I think I did a good job at it. I even formed a little hole, but boom, it was just a scratch. 2 buff swipes and it was gone, meaning all it can really do is scratch the nail even if you think you overfiled by accident. Now don't get me wrong, I love my diamond bits, but for overgrown cuticles like this, these bits work so well at removing and to prevent lifting. I've also used it on sensitive skin that sticks on the nail like this and it pushes it back so no pressure is needed. Highly recommend. Take a quick look at this cuticle and notice how the eponychium, which is that layer of thick skin, is sticking onto the nail plate. I wouldn't recommend a pusher to lift this skin because that can easily cause pain. I like to use my only clean bit, which is a bit I rave about because it's safe to use on sensitive skin like this and it doesn't overfile the nail like a diamond flame bit could if you're not careful. Notice how I did not push her skin back. I started using the bit right away and very gently started lifting the skin. The bit lifts just enough so that you can remove any dead cuticle underneath that lies on the nail plate and that can cause lifting of product. Notice how her skin is not getting inflamed or red. For some reason, this client only has this problem on her thumbs. That skin is very painful. This is just one of the many ways that you can use this bit. It's also great for beginners. Testing out what fruits and veggies my bits can file through. Here's me picking out a nice assortment, aka whatever's in my fridge. The only clean bit is up first. This bit is super safe, so it should not be filing through anything. As expected, the grape would not budge. The soft grit diamond flame took a little bit but ended up cutting the grape. Next we have the strawberry, and the only clean bit cut through but very minimal damage and took some time. The diamond bit, however, cut right through and the juices were flowing. The kiwi is my favorite test. I knew the only clean bit would not budge no matter how hard I tried, while the diamond flame cut through after just a few swipes. Imagine how much damage it can do on your nail if not used correctly. Lastly, as expected, the red flame got through more layers of the cucumber than the only clean bit. So if you're a beginner, I recommend using a safe carbide bit like the only clean before moving on to diamond bits. This bit is a game changer for all you nail techs out there. If you want clean cuticle prep like this without being scared to cut the skin or overfile the natural nail, you need this bit. It's the safest bit on the market right now. Beginners, sometimes mistakes happen and you make a client bleed, but with this bit you won't. You don't even need a pusher to push back the cuticles. It does all the work for you. It lifts and removes that dead cuticle off the nail plate. Invest in your clients and in yourself. You'll thank me later. Let's get into how to use the only clean bit, but first, you know I have to show you my kiwi test. No matter how many times I file over the same spot, the bit doesn't puncture the kiwi, meaning it won't puncture your natural nail either. Before using the bit, make sure your file is positioned correctly. You want to hold the bit almost flatly against the nail, applying minimal pressure. I start working in forward, lifting that pocket of skin on the left side using what I like to call the shoulder of the bit. I do the same movements in reverse, also cleaning the sidewalls without actually touching the nail plate. Don't forget to remove excess dust with a dust brush from time to time so that you don't mistake the actual dust for cuticle. You can take it one step further by removing that dead skin you just lifted, and you're all done. This bit along with other favorites are restocking on Tuesday at 10 a.m. I got so many questions about the bit I was using on my brother's nails. He has really sensitive skin, so I used the only clean bit for his cuticle prep because it doesn't damage the skin or nail plate. If you scroll down to my previous videos about this bit, you'll see that I even tested it on a kiwi. When filing over the same spot of the kiwi, the bit didn't reach the inside, or in nail terms, it didn't overfile the natural nail. This bit and other popular bits are restocking tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember my kiwi video where I showed you how safe the only clean bit is? I filed over the kiwi with this bit and couldn't reach the inside, meaning this specific bit is safe and won't damage the natural nail. It's super beginner friendly and great for people with sensitive skin. You guys blew that video up, literally sold me out within a few hours, and many asked for a restock, so I'm here to tell you that this bit, along with other popular bits, are restocking tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you for all of your support these past few months. I love creating content for you guys. The only clean bit is probably the safest type of bit on the market right now. It's designed to not damage your client's cuticle or nail plate. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by using a kiwi, which similarly to a nail plate has a few layers. Pay attention to how many times I file over the same spot of the kiwi. Notice how I can't reach the inside of the kiwi no matter how hard I try. Now, if we compare this to the soft grit diamond flame bit, which I usually use in my work and in my videos, it took only a few seconds for me to reach the inside of the kiwi, or in nail terms, overfile the natural nail. So if your client has sensitive skin or you're a beginner, this bit is perfect for you.
What is the most badass thing your parent has ever done? It was 1989, and miniskirts were all the rage. I was sent home by a security guard at my school for wearing a short skirt. Mind you, it reached my fingertip test. Even though it technically wasn't too short, she said I should not be wearing that. So I went home, and coincidentally, my dad was in the kitchen. He happened to take the day off to deal with some other matters, and he asked, "Why are you home?" "Hi Dad, I was sent home to change out of my skirt because it's too short." My dad said, "You will do no such thing." And he grabbed his keys and took me to my school and yelled not only at the security guard but the vice principal and some cheerleaders whose skirts were way shorter than mine. The security guard and VP both were telling my dad that, "The boys will get distracted." My dad, this is not Saudi Arabia. I did not move to the US to have my daughter be told what to wear, and those boys need better parents. I left the Middle East to give my daughters a life of freedom, safety, and opportunity, not this. I honestly have never seen him so angry at someone in my life. He was a gentle soul, a cool dad, and quite funny.
If you're ever driving late at night, don't do what they did. Two boys picked up a girl on the side of the road while they were on their way to a school dance. In the car, she kept saying that she was cold, so one of the boys gave her his jacket. But when the night ended and they were about to drop her off, the girl accidentally left with the jacket. So the boys said that they would just come back the next day to get it. But when they came back and knocked on her door, they discovered something that would make them question what is real and what isn't. An old woman opened the door and asked them who they were looking for. After talking to her for a while, it was revealed that the girl they found on the side of the road was her her daughter. But the thing is, she had been dead for 12 years. She was killed in a car accident at the same street corner they first saw her. The old woman pointed to a cemetery down the road and said, "That's where we buried her." The boys didn't believe her at first. They'd spent the whole night with this girl, so they knew that she had to be real. But they went to the cemetery and saw the boy's jacket draped over a gravestone. And on the gravestone was the girl's name and the date of her death, exactly 12 years ago to the day.
The internet believes my natural nails are fake. Let me prove to you that they're not. Those square nails were my nails a year and a half ago, and these are my nails today. Same length, different shape. As many of you know, I use a rubber base on them for strength and have been refilling them every 4 weeks. Today, I'm removing everything, most likely taking off layers of base that probably date back a few months ago. I usually never remove the base fully because that's what allows them to stay strong and grow the way they do. So I removed the bulk with a soft carbide bit, and now I'm using acetone to get my nails fully naked. One thing about me is that I hate acetone. All the years of being a nail tech, I avoid it like the plague. Because I focus on natural nail growth, that's what I do, and acetone isn't needed for gel overlays. But I had to prove the internet wrong, so here I am removing my nail support system. Would fake nails have these natural curves and bends? Who knows, maybe I'll even cut them all off and show you how to grow them from scratch.
Okay, part 2 of how I got catfished and almost kidnapped. So we get seated, we ordered our food, and I start talking to him. You know, I was just trying to be nice and finish my meal, but it was literally so creepy. The whole time he's like, "Wow, you're so beautiful. How are you still single? Yada, yada, yada." I honestly just wanted to eat and leave so bad. So here I am texting my friend that I just got fucking catfished. And while I was going in and out of my purse, I dropped my phone on the floor. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, why the hell is she telling us that part about the phone? Well, because I'm pretty sure that he put something in my drink. No, like he 100% put something in my fucking drink. So I hurry up and eat my food and drink my drink because I just wanted to get the hell out of there. And my drink tasted totally fine, like there was no bitterness or anything. So while he was getting the check, I went to the bathroom to call my friend. And as soon as I get into the bathroom, I start feeling so off. And no, it was not my anxiety from sus Chris. I also felt like I was gonna throw up. And my friend wasn't picking up at all. So I tried sharing my location with her, which I usually never do, like for part 3.
This model with gel nail extensions had extremely thick nails, so I knew it's going to take a while until I file them off. Just take a look at this thickness. But it was only the beginning. As I was filing the thumb, I realized that it feels quite soft. I just opened the door and found some undercured gel inside. My bit was already clogged, so I cleaned it all and then switched to another one and continued filing off the product. By the way, this is very dangerous as undercured product may lead to allergic reactions. So make sure the product is fully cured and do not apply too much.
What's it like doing nail art on a client who always refuses it? Simple. Ease them into it. This client specifically only goes for solid colors, maybe some sparkles, but I've been easing her into nail art little by little. Every time she comes in, I show her inspo and she chooses the solid color she likes. But lately, I've been showing her only inspo with nail art and she slowly started to come around. First a swirl, then a flower or a snowflake. But today I showed her all the Valentine's Day nail art and she was like, okay, fine, you can freestyle with hearts. I didn't want to ask questions before she changed her mind, so I picked some unconventional colors for the hearts, a purple and orange. Doing a little yin and yang situation, I think they contrast each other really well and she surprisingly was down too. I did a French and 2 solid colored nails to not completely scare her, but I think I really eased her in well. I don't know, something about these hearts is having people go crazy. She was actually obsessed.